Hey, good morning, James. A quick demo video for you for your Dennis Lukyanov Creepy Uncle. So I actually got this done yesterday, but I just was too tired. I couldn't bring myself to do a demo yesterday. Had I been able to ship something this morning, I would have gotten this done yesterday, but it's Sunday. So, got it done. Everything's looking good. This is installed with a CDX Shtok NPXL removable chassis for removable battery by Goth 3D, and then you actually have a 3-part here. So the first part, to get to the board, what we want to do is unscrew this grenade section. Don't ever unscrew this part right here. I did try to hand tighten it down so that you wouldn't do that accidentally, but just know we want to unscrew these two pieces right here. So when I lift this up, here's your CFX board. You've got easy access to your SD card here. I did do a little bit of modifications to the tip of this chassis to get this this pin system to fit in properly. And then it hooks up to that PCB in there that runs, straight to your NeoPixels. And then there is a little bit of loose wire under here, just enough where the board can be pulled up and worked on if need be. So this all slides in here nice and easy, just like that. And once we tighten this all the way up, those pins will make contact just like that. And then to get to the actual battery part, we're going to unscrew this pummel cap. Just like that, and this all comes apart. This is one of the few times that I did use just a dab of hot glue here because I've got 2 wires running over for your speaker and another positive wire. So I didn't want those bumping up in the channel and getting in the way of your battery. So what I do typically is I'll put just a drop of super glue in there, or hot glue rather, and then I'll run it smooth with my finger just to get it in the shape of that channel so it doesn't interfere with your battery. So if we take this cap off, this comes off here, and then you've got your 28mm bass speaker. But you don't ever need to separate these guys if you don't want to. It's a pretty tight fit, not glued in any way, but it will stay on there. And then remember that your negative side of your battery is always going to go towards the speaker. Okay, so that's very important because I don't typically use these types of battery terminals. One looks like that, that's your negative side. The other one looks like that, that's your positive. I'm stressing to you now that don't put the battery in backwards. I used to use these a lot and moved away from them because even though I'd say that in these videos, people would inevitably put it in backwards. Don't do it. Negative to the speaker. That's what we're going to do right now. We're going to pop this guy in. Fits in perfectly just like that. And we're going to slide it right in. These pins right here obviously make contact with that PCB right there. We're going to slide it right in. Everything slides right in.
Bring Captain Solo and the Wookiee to me.
Front button here is your activation. You can see your LEDs are working perfectly. When we hold down for auxiliary or for blade lockup, when you have a blade in, you'll get a different effect, just depending on how you have your LEDs set up, right? And then you can see your Shtok pixels in there working perfectly. So we're going to turn it off. I need a test blade. Hang on. Test blade. So we're going to throw a test blade in here real quick. It takes a 1-inch diameter blade. You do have a blade retention screw at the tip right here. So although it's not incredibly deep for a blade, there's plenty of room in there. So we're going to throw this in. We're going to tighten up your blade retention screw. We can tap for blaster deflect, your auxiliary. If I had a regular full-length blade, you would see those randomly along the blade here, right? But because I have a test blade, you only see it so often. But if we hold down for blade lockup, we get that. Now when you have the blade on and you want to change color, what you want to do is you want to hold down the auxiliary button here in the back and twist your wrist. You'll hear this.
Spectrum.
Now you can twist the hilt like this, and every time you hear it click, it's a different color. So if we wanted to go, you know, whatever we want, let's say blue, find one you like and tap a button, just like that. So now when we turn this guy back on, we got blue, right? That will happen as long as you keep the battery in. When you take the battery out, you pretty much hard reset the board, and the sound fonts will go back to the original color that they were programmed in. So like, for instance, on this one, it was green, right? I gave you a lot of different blade styles. So to get to blade styles, if you don't like the solid color, hold down your auxiliary like we did and twist our wrist, but then keep the button held down.
Spectrum.
Keep holding it.
Blade profiles.
Now again, you can twist your wrist and you'll have different effects. These will pick up a lot better for you in person, but you get the idea, right? I think, I forget how many are on here, but there is a bunch. So maybe 22 or so. But when you get to one that you like, let's pick one that we like. This one, tap a button. So now at this point, when we turn it back on, we'll have a blue strobe, right? Just like that. So to change sound fonts when you got this guy, just hold down the auxiliary button when the blade is off.
Sound bank selection.
The small rebel force has penetrated the shield and landed on Endor.
So what we could do is we could cycle up or down the menu with either one of these.
Menu.
The small
That's the Brittany font, that's for you.
nebula.
Ready.
Off. Revolt. Shadow.
Let's stop at the Force Unleashed 2. When we find one we like, just hold down the button.
Does the weather ever get better here?
Activation. So, as you can see, we're gonna take this blade out real quick. Pop the blade out. Everything's working really well on this guy. One thing I will suggest is that when you go to take the battery out, I'm just gonna show you right now, right? We'll take this battery out. This battery is an extremely tight fit. So what I do is I go in here, I do use a pair of tweezers because they have a small coating on this. I'm careful not to touch the connectors. You don't want to take something that's metal and go jamming it in there because you don't want to cause that disruption, right? So if you're going to use something that's metal, be very careful and grab just the tip of that battery right there where it's still got coating on it. And then you can carefully, while you're holding that chassis in your hand, just kind of push down and out. And it'll pop that battery out. This is just super tight, man, because it just needs to be for everything to work properly. But other than that, I mean, this thing is looking good. I will have it ready to ship out to you tomorrow. Thanks.